Welcome, Amelia. Welcome, Jose. I'm doing live readings on 3 different platforms tonight at the same time, so I'm going to try to keep up with everybody. I actually have a paper to write names on for readings to keep you guys in order. So if you want a reading, follow, like, and comment with your name, and I'll giving away free readings for the holidays. Family first. Thank you for the rose. Thank you for the follow. Melissa. Okay, Melissa, this reading's for you. The first card out is Behind a Mask. And what this is telling me is that maybe in the recent past, you know, you haven't really felt like you could be authentic, like you needed to play a role in a situation in order to feel comfortable. Like you felt like if you were your true self, you might feel vulnerable, or you might not be well received. Does that sound familiar, Melissa? Thank you for joining. Melissa, did you hear me on that question? Okay, yes, okay, great. All right, so I'm going to keep going then. So the next card out is the Ten of Fire. And what this card is telling me is that, you know, you have been feeling, you know, maybe in the present moment, I'm feeling like it's even maybe a lot to do with the Thanksgiving holiday and just all the work and effort that you have to put into that. And, you know, perhaps that there's a lot of talk of, you know, helping you or, you know, well wishes, but that people might not really understand, you know, how completely spent that you are right now, and maybe how stressed you are about, you know, even other situations, like could be related to money, could be related to, you know, even some sort of health issue. Does that sound familiar, Melissa? Thank you, everybody. Okay, so the next card out is the Ten of Swords. So what I'm sensing is, like, you know, you have really sort of reached the end of a cycle. So all of this hard work and like just feeling stressed and strained and, you know, just completely spent from, you know, all that you have gone through recently, just know that that is coming to an end. You know, you've reached the end of this cycle, and, you know, there's going to be a new cycle that's emerging, you know, in the very near future. If it hasn't already started to, I want to say, you know, peek its little head out. And what the, you know, outcome card says is that, you know, the opening to discovery says, basically, you know, Melissa, you have the key to your future. You just haven't, I don't know if maybe if it's like a fear, or there's just been blockages in your way, or just maybe a sense of, you know, that it wasn't your time, or that, you know, that you're not lucky. I keep hearing that you're not lucky. But what I'm sensing here is that, you know, like it's time, your luck is here now. And so it's time for you to really be prepared, you know, open up, you know, your heart and your mind and, you know, your, you know, being to the possibilities of something new. And, you know, just know that, you know, it's time to, you know, put down all those burdens from the past. And there is something new that's, you know, just on the other side of the hill. So what I'm sensing is maybe just as the new year begins, you know, you'll see this new growth and this new opportunity come into your space, Melissa. So I hope that was useful. Okay, so let me look at some names here. Hey, everybody, thank you for joining. I am going to take down names, and me too, Melissa. I'm wishing you nothing but the best on your journey. Okay, let's see who's next. Sammy, I'm going to write down your names. Actually, Snortle, I think that was what you have. Is it Snortle or Shortle? Shortle? Chantel, no, that's not Chantel. Okay, Chantel. That's it. I can't even read. Chantel, you're first. Next. Sammy, you're after Chantel. Melanie, you're after Sammy. And then Jackie, you're after Melanie. Okay, so these will be the next 4 up. Chantel, Sammy, Melanie, and Jackie. Chantel, you're up. So the first card out for you, Chantel, is the Joyous Fun card. And what I'm sensing about this is that recently, or even, you know, in the present moment, you know, things have been going pretty good for you. You feel pretty happy, and it's almost like the sense of that even though we're going into the winter, I feel like that you sort of have that summertime feel about you in some way. And the next card out, Chantel, is the renewal card. And so maybe that's why you're really feeling this, you know, kind of a sense of joy, sense of exuberance, is because, you know, perhaps you've been in touch and tapped into your, you know, your inner child and what you really want. Because this renewal card is kind of like the Judgment card. It talks about kind of a rebirth, you know, really coming into your own, like after some sort of self-assessment, some sort of internal dialogue with yourself, and so it looks like that, you know, maybe that's the driver for the happiness that you feel. And the next card out is the Two of Wands, and so this says it's like it's time to make a choice or a decision about a certain situation, and it's the decision that is causing basically nothing to move forward right now. So until you make a decision to go one way or the other, it's basically you know, going to continue to feel a little bit stagnant. And Spirit says that ultimately, whatever you choose, and the number 9 might mean something to you, but whatever you choose can ultimately be, you know, truly something that brings you a lot of happiness, a lot of joy. You know, it even has that sense of like birth and life, and, you know, something new coming into your life. So I would say definitely, you know, Chantel, that, you know, if you haven't already started feeling all these feelings of joy and happiness, they're definitely coming, and they may just be holding on to like whatever choice that you're, you know, stuck making. You know, maybe if it's about a career, a relationship, or even, you know, some personal habit or what have you. But whatever it is, once you make that choice, you're going to see that there's not a wrong choice to be made, and you can go forward on this journey, you know, with this full sense of abundance and happiness in your life. So I hope that was useful, Chantel. Sammy, you're up next. Sammy, the first card out for you is the Great Gratitude card. And this card tells me that, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on around you, and a lot of different maybe people in your ear that are, you know, giving you a lot of advice, and they mean it like with, you know, complete, you know, love. You know, they don't mean to, you know, get you off track in any kind of way. And all of their you know, help and support is definitely something to feel grateful for, but I feel like it might be a bit distracting for you right now, that there's too many opinions for you to have to listen to right now. Does that sound familiar, Sammy? Is this you, Sammy, the queen of the roses? Okay, so what I was basically saying to you, Sammy, is this: like there's a lot of people, or, you know, colleagues, friends, family, you know, even acquaintances that are in your ear a lot about maybe a particular situation, but they're offering a lot of well-meant advice, but a lot of it is just creating a lot of distraction and kind of maybe even confusion for you right now, even though, you know, there's a sense of gratitude for all of this support. In some ways, the support might even be coming across as a little bit debilitating. Okay, so it's so it's almost like debilitating for you that they're helping you. Okay, that's great. Okay, so I'm gonna keep going then. So the next card out, the Ace of Air, shows me that maybe like right now, you lack you lack inspiration in some way, like that maybe whatever it is that you're doing isn't bringing you a lot of fulfillment, and you feel like that you would rather be doing something else, but you don't necessarily know how to communicate that. So you're just kind of keeping it to yourself. Does that sound true? Let's see, I do. Okay. Okay, with college, and you'd rather be in a dorm and have more friends. Okay. Okay, I can see. So that I can see then why that would feel, you know, kind of this heads down, kind of, you know, unhappy sort of energy about it. But the next card coming out, the Death card, which is transformation, doesn't mean anything, you know, negative. The way I read this card is that it's the end of one, you know, time in your life and the beginning of a new cycle. So this is a, you know, especially while you're in college, you know, that's a challenging time, because parents, you know, having, you know, being a parent, we often have a hard time letting go of our, you know, grown children. And at the same time, it's hard for the kids sometimes to just truly break free of the parents, because that's all that they've ever known is sort of that, you know, support that they're, you know, that their opinion is always involved in your decisions. But, you know, as you move forward in your life, you certainly will be, you know, trying to live a life of your own. It's going to result in you really having this opportunity now to transform in this new cycle. So no matter you know, if you're living now with your parents and you want to, you know, live somewhere else, you want to live on the dorm with your friends or what have you, you need to just, you know, try to come up with a plan to you know, have that, you know, transpire. And part of it is just believing that it can, and you know, staying positive about your current situation. Be grateful for what you have now, but just envisioning what it will be like if you change situations for yourself. And the last card that comes out is the Sacred Reverence card. Says that, you know, you have a key, you hold the key to your future. And ultimately now, as you turn into an adult and start making lives about what you want in your life, you know, even the best meant of those, like the parents being, you know, so well meant about what their advice is, they're not here to live your life. You're here to live your life ultimately. So you'll have to make choices sometimes that are difficult. But I see that there's a lot of love in the situation. I think that the 4 and the 7 is 11. It talks about the portal, which we're currently, you know, in a portal time frame. So you have the opportunity to really walk through new doors and, you know, be in a new place, Sammy. So just know that, you know, things are changing, things are transforming for you now. So don't fret. Okay. Melanie, you're up next. I hope that was useful for you, Sammy. Melanie, we're going to get started with you. And the first card out for you is the Vast Universe. Melanie. Yeah, they will. Just believe that they will. You don't have to, and, you know, hope is, you know, has some doubt to it. So just believe that it will. Okay, so Melanie, the Vast Universe. This tells me that, you know, coming into this current time, that there's going to be some new start. It's like a new beginning. You know, maybe there's recently an ending in a situation, but there's definitely something new starting up in your life. This could be something related to some sort of like travel, or it could be related to some sort of financial endeavor, or even it could even be related to romance. But let's dig into that a little bit further, Melanie. What I'm seeing here with the Ace of Earth, Melanie, that this could be related to a new financial opportunity, or, you know, even a new opportunity. I'm saying go, you know, I say go to school, like, you know, new opportunity for you know, higher education of some sort. But ultimately, whatever the situation is, whatever this vast universe is calling about, it's saying that this is going to be an opportunity for you that will be abundant. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be abundant in the form of money, but it very well could be. But it could be abundant in the form of opportunities for, just being happy, just being in alignment with, your sense of purpose. Does that make sense, Melanie? Thank you all for the likes. I'll be getting, okay, great. All right, so the next card out, Melanie, is the Two of Coins. And this talks about either juggling a situation, or it talks about needing to make a decision about a situation. And because it's a coins related card, I would say that it could be making a decision about money, or making a decision about spending something, or making a decision about, one financial situation over another. But what Spirit is saying here to you, Melanie, is that you can talk to people, if you feel like that you don't really know the answer and don't know exactly which way to go forward because you're not sure what all the options mean, or what the outcome could be, and depending on your choice. It's saying basically to reach out to people that have your best interests at heart, and to talk to your friends, talk to maybe even advisors about the situation, and know that you're going to come to some sort of a resolution that feels like something to celebrate, like something to be happy for. So know that whatever it is that you are looking for in the world, this new start related to either education or money, once you make a choice about that situation, and if you need to help, need help making the choice, get that help, but you will be ultimately happy. So I hope that was useful for you, Melanie. Jackie, you're next. Christian, I'm going to go ahead and take down a couple of names. So Christian, thank you. Make sure you guys are following, liking, and let's see. Hold on. Let's see. Oh, good. Okay. All right, Jackie, I'm with you in just a second. So I got Christian, Rebecca, Lindsay, Frank, and Mimi. Okay, y'all will be the ones that are up next. Is Christian, Rebecca, Lindsay, Frank, and Mimi. But right now I'm with Jackie. Okay, Jackie. The first card out for you is Peace. And what I'm sensing about this card is that you've been really looking for peace. And I feel like that you've been looking for sort of finding that kind of peace in a relationship. But there may have been, some sort of obstacles to that success. And you may have felt like that you were not able to reach out, or that you were not able to control the situation in some way. Does that sound familiar, Jackie? You guys be sure and share this live if you want anybody else on that might need a reading. Okay, you had a relationship and have been on a healing journey. Okay, past 7 months. Okay, awesome. All right, so let's get. So I can that certainly I can see that. All right, so the next card out is the Six of Earth. So this says that maybe. So what I'm wondering is, based on what you just said and based on the original reading, the Six of Earth often talks about equal give and take, typically in a material way. But what I'm sensing is that, maybe in the past you've been in what you're healing over even has something to do with relationships that were potentially imbalanced in some way. But what I do sense is now you've come back, you're coming back at least, or I feel like that, you really have gained some real sense of balance in, setting your boundaries, as it looks for here. You know, this card talks about windfall and generosity and charity, but what I'm sensing is it's really talking about balance, you know, financial balance, making good decisions. So let's go on to the next card, Jackie. Okay, Jackie, then the next card, the Queen of Cups, talks about you know, kind of emotional fulfillment and you know, maturity. So I do feel like that, you know, if you've come out of a difficult, you know, relationship, and you've like just really just seeking that peace, but you're through that healing work that you're doing, because I see this, even this glow here around this person's head, you know, indicating that healing to me. And you've gone through that healing journey, and you know, you're coming to a place where you are going to be willing to like offer your love, or you know, provide your love and give your love to other situations. And I see that the outcome, yeah, because this broken open in reverse tells me that you know, you were basically you know, had a lot of hurt and pain, and you know, really felt like that you were hurt, but that's in reverse now. So I do feel like that you have you know, almost completed that healing journey, to where you know, you are going to, you know, find yourself at a place where you're willing to accept love, but you're going to know now, as a result of what you've gone through before, what it is, what kind of love you're looking for, and what you'll accept in love and what you won't accept in love. So Jackie, I hope that was useful to you. So Christian, you're up next. Thank you guys for liking and sharing, and you know, and the gifts, whatever you do. I just love it. It's so much appreciated. Awesome. Yeah, see, I'm glad that you're ready to step into what's next for you. Awesome. Good luck on that. I wish you nothing but the best on your journey of love and light. Stay in touch and keep me informed how it's going. I'd love to hear these stories turn out. I like to hear that they work out for you. Okay, so Christian, we are up next. Are you still with me? Oh, thank you so much for the gifts. Y'all are so sweet. Samya, I'm going to add you to my list now. Samya. Okay. Okay, Christian. Here we go. The first card out for you is New Beginnings. This baby here, it reminds me kind of a rebirth, or you know, and going through something, you know, really truly a fresh start is what I feel like, you know, the whole energy and innocence of a baby. So you know, you have, you know, maybe you are just new at doing something, or maybe it's, you know, truly you've gone through a lot of challenges and just now you're on the other side of that, and it's a time for a fresh start. But definitely new beginnings are in order. And in the like, you may be in a place right now where, as you're about to go into this place of new beginnings, you really need to rest and spend time in contemplation about what it is that you want, you know, to accomplish next, or where it is that you want to go next, and how it is that you find peace in this new situation, and make sure that you don't redo any cycles that you happen to get yourself into over time. So Christians, does this make sense so far? Right, so you right now, awesome. Okay, now the next card out is the Queen of Coins, and this talks about, you know, it's not it could be, it's a feminine energy, but it doesn't have to be gender specific. But it talks about, you know, being, you know, super mature about your finances, and having a lot of abundance, and having, you know, opportunities for transformation, and, you know, getting, you know, the information and messages and opportunities that you need, you know, to be financially stable. Thank you so much for the love, guys. I really appreciate it. And so Christian, what the final outcome is for this is from universe is basically saying, you know, wish upon a star. You know, whatever it is that you want to create in your life, whatever it is that you believe that you are worthy of achieving, then you can receive that. So, you know, put out there to the universe, you know, what it is that you want. You know, just take this opportunity, this new beginning, you know, contemplate what it is, you know, and dream big. You know, don't think too small. Know that you can create, you know, the kind of life and lifestyle that you're looking to create. You just really need to put it out there, you know, give give it all, give all your heart to it, and, you'll see it manifest, like the magician that you are. So, Christian, I hope that was useful for you. Rebecca, are you still here? Awesome, Christian. Yes, amen. Rebecca, are you with me? Thank you so much for the likes. Thank you for the love, the gifts, everything. I was appreciated. Happy holidays to you all. Okay, Jessica, here we are. Let's get you started. Oh, no, that's not Jessica. I'm starting with Rebecca. Rebecca, I'm waiting on you. There you are, Rebecca. Okay, here you are. So here's your card, Rebecca. The loving woman. Starting out. So what I'm sensing, Rebecca, is that you may have been on your own for a while. Like maybe you haven't been in a committed relationship, but that perhaps you're looking to get into a committed relationship. But loyalty is always kind of something that is the really important part of a relationship to you. Does this resonate with you, Rebecca? Okay, awesome. All right, so the next card out is, the King of Earth, the prosperous, generous, and successful. So what I'm sensing here is that, you are, if you haven't already, you're about to meet someone that is, masculine energy that has, basically I want to say they have their shit together. Like they have something to offer, and they are also, very stable in their way of thinking, and they're very cautious is what I want to say. They're not like risk takers. They're not, playboys. They're very much the working man that wants to, be successful, in business and in life. Does that sound familiar, Rebecca? Jessica, I'm going to write your name down. So I have it down, Jessica. All right. Okay. Thank you for that confirmation, Rebecca. Okay. So the next card out is the Sun, and it's not, so you're going to be super happy in this situation, Rebecca. The Sun is like the happiest card in the deck. It also represents Leo energy, which this King of Earth here represents the like a Taurus energy. But the reality is I was picking up that I felt like it was more like a fiery kind of person. So it could be a Leo or a Sagittarius or an Aries that we're talking about here, but they're not the typical. They are this fiery, passionate, but they also are very stable. Does that sound familiar, Rebecca? And then we have one last card. Awesome. Okay, so the last card is for you, Rebecca. It says to keep your ears wide open. So basically, this always reminds me of that Eyes Wide Open, kind of that title of that movie. But when I say ears wide open is that I always try to say that you need to see what's not being, or hear what's not being said. That's what I always like to look at this. So, hear what's not being said in the situations, make it, and I don't know if the number 33 means something to you, but it does to me, as it, it kind of stood out to me as, an angel number. So look that up, but also just know that, sometimes, maybe people aren't really great at expressing themselves in words, but it's more about their actions and how they behave in what they do. So this is just saying, don't always expect that they have the right words to say, but watch what their actions do and how they what the resulting outcomes are of their actions. So I hope that makes sense to you, Rebecca. Lindsay, you're next. Lindsay, are you still with me? Thank you so much for the likes. I appreciate it so much. Thank you for following. Awesome. All right, so Lindsay, here we are. All right, Lindsay. Okay, let me just read this to you people. So Lindsay is next. Frank is after Lindsay. Mimi's after Frank. Samya is after Mimi, and Jessica is after Samya for right now. And then I'll get the next batch after that. Always go by how much my phone is dying. Okay, Sarah, I'm going to go ahead and put you after Jessica, because I've seen you here, and that way you'll quit message. We'll just quit doing that. And Lalia, I'll put you here. Okay, so Lalia, I've got you. It's all your hearts. Okay, now I am doing a reading for Lindsay, spelled with L-Y-N-S-I, Lindsay. Here we go. Lindsay, the first card out is the status quo card. And what this card always reminds me of is when I took a trip to Italy. This is sort of how the buildings look in Italy. And so what that's reminded me of is, like, you know, living in Italy, what wasn't the status quo for me. And so what I feel like is it was like an opportunity to travel and you know, have an adventure. And so what I feel like for you perhaps is, you know, you're coming into this reading, you know, feeling like you are in need of an adventure of some sort, you know, something that different, a change of, you know, from your current environment, your current routines. Does that sound familiar, Lindsay? Okay. The next card out is the King of Water, and talks about, you know, a masculine energy that is very compassionate and understanding. And it's like almost like that they are, you know, super emotionally stable. And, you know, it could be, you know, someone too that, you know, that you have like love for, you know, and, you know, it also could be like a Pisces, a Cancer, or a Scorpio. Does any of that resonate? Thank you, Lalia. Sorry if I'm murdering your name. Layla. Okay, I saw that. Layla. Okay, gotcha. Okay, a past friend from, okay, and so it could be someone that, you know, that really has a great heart, then someone that, you know, really is truly, you know, an emotional person, like maybe even an empath, someone that can really read emotions, is what I'm sensing here. And the next card out is like it's basically a new start for you, Lindsay. It looks like that there could be some new financial start, like on the horizon, where, you know, maybe it's a new job offer, a new, you know, business opportunity, you know, maybe some sort of new like a windfall of some kind. But I feel like it's more like about a job offer, or more like a promotion, or, you know, some sort of a business. I want to even say like some kind of business, like a Etsy store or something like that. Does any of that sound familiar, Lindsay? All right, there we go. Let's see. Lindsay, did you just come through? There's so many messages all came through at once. Okay, so Lindsay, anyway, so where I'm trying to go with this is this. If you are about to get some sort of a new offer, a new financial experience, or, you know, just like maybe new job or new windfall, whatever it is, it's definitely going to give you something to be truly grateful for, and it's going to give you, you know, a sense of, you know, fulfillment and a sense of satisfaction that maybe you haven't experienced before in the past. And just know that, you know, it's going to be really important for you to make sure that whatever this opportunity is that's brought to you, that you express, you know, gratitude for it and are grateful, and don't lose sight of, you know, how valuable it is to you, even, you know, on the days that, you know, things are maybe not as easy. So I hope that was useful to you, Lindsay. All right, next up is Frank. Frank, are you still with us? Thank you so much. Thank you for the gifts. Frank. All right. And that says Rod. Okay, I'm gonna move this deck so that there's not so far. I'm gonna start with the next ones. All right, Frank, let's get rolling. So your first card out is the Healing Light card. And what this card talks about a lot of times is like kind of having to do the work inward. So, you know, that a lot of times some of the things that are happening in our life external to us are really a reflection of what's happening internal to us. And so this is, you know, telling me that maybe recently, or, you know, even, you know, lingering into the present time, that there's a lot of sort of internal assessment, healing, what I want to say, like that review going on, you know, for you, Frank. Is that true? Okay, gifted unicorn. I will add you to the list. All right. Okay, so Frank, awesome. So the next card out then is the Awakening card. This is also kind of like the Hangman card, and it talks about you know, being stuck in a place where there hasn't been a lot of movement forward, and that's probably a lot of that you know, feeling of, you know, needing to go inward and do some self-assessment. But this, you know, how the time, you see this what do you call it, the time clock or whatever this thing is called, I forget, just dang it, I just had it earlier today. Anyway, this sands of time, it's right now, it's basically stopped because it's laying on its side. It hasn't gone forward. So that's just really telling you that it's like that double confirmation that, you know, it has been a time for you to go inward. And so this is exactly where you're supposed to be on your journey at this time. You're not supposed to be anywhere else but with the you know, the people that you are you know, with, and you're supposed to be, you know, staying in this state of kind of inward assessment. But know that, you know, in the very near future, there's going to be some, you know, a lot of movement going forward. But all of that kind of like that progress is reliant on you, you know, being able to make a decision that's based on, you know, this healed place that you're coming from versus, you know, a place of, you know, in pain or not, you know, being emotionally balanced. So know that there's going to be some, you know, movement in the very near future. And this is what Spirit is, you know, giving you in terms of advice, is saying that, you know, this a 3 and a 7 is a 10. It's basically talking about the end of one cycle and the beginning of something new. And the Oracle's gift really talks about your cup running over. So I would say that, you know, whatever it is that you've gone through and whatever it is that you've had to go inward about, know that this time that you spent sort of doing that self-assessment is going to give you, it's kind of like that, you know, pulling the arrow back to, and then letting it go to make that forward, you know, motion. That's sort of what's been happening with you, is you've been sort of pulling back, you know, going internal, and that's going to ultimately sort of catapult you forward into a place that's really going to be complete fulfillment for you, Frank. So I hope that was useful for you. Mimi, you're up next. Are you still here? Thank you, everybody, for joining. Thank you for the likes and the gifts. Let me tell you guys, for those who just joined, what this is about. Because it's the holidays, I'm in the holiday spirit. I'm giving away free readings. I go and I get like a block of names each, like, you know, few, you know, after I get them done, I go through those and I get another section of names until my phone runs out of power. Right now, I am on a list where Mimi is up next. Then I have Samya, Jessica, Sarah, Layla, and the Gifted Unicorn are the names up for now. So, Mimi, are you with me? There you are. I see you're here. I see you're still with me. Okay. All right, let's get going. So, coming from the recent past, what I'm seeing is that you may have recently felt that you had some sort of a loss in your life, or you had to let go of a relationship, a job, you know, a home, some sort of situation that, you know, leaves you feeling or left you feeling, you know, just basically that at a loss, that you, you know, weren't quite certain, you didn't quite have your footing about what you wanted to do or what you would need to do going forward. Does that sound familiar, Mimi? Okay, so next up, Mimi, is that the Six of Water says that, you know, maybe that this has caused you to really sort of go, you know, get nostalgic, but it also could be that like whatever this pain and, you know, loss, it's also was triggered by something from, you know, your childhood, something from when you were younger, and it, you know, it's tied to that, you know, this feather lit up here really reminds me of something. It reminds me of kind of like, that's, I guess that's kind of in my mind, that's the trigger from your childhood, that it either brings you, you know, into a place of being able to overcome whatever this loss is. So like, you know, going back to a place in your childhood when you felt happy, and whenever you know that, you know, that maybe you had a hard time or there was some difficult situation, and at the time you didn't think that you would overcome it, but you were able to overcome it. Is that same strength of that inner child that was able to overcome a difficult situation, is the same strength, but like, you know, 10x, that you now bring to the situation, you know, that you can overcome. And, you know, I'm looking at like all the cups there, you know, just filled with flowers. I feel like that, you know, you have opportunities for real abundance, or, you know, you might even be feeling, you know, quite abundant, even with the loss. Maybe the loss has somehow left you with more in terms of material wealth than, you know, you had before. But the next card out is the Page of Cups. And the Page of Cups talks about some sort of an emotional offer. And that, you know, emotional offer, Tammy, I'm going to add you to the list, but please stop spamming. I can't see my people's names if they say anything. So, Mimi, I feel like that this offer, you know, this coming to you, it could be an offer related to, you know, some sort of a love situation, but it could just be, you know, some sort of offer of assistance, or, but I feel like it's coming from someone who is, you know, a lot younger than you, but in some way, they bring experiences, you know, to the situation that you haven't had yourself. So I hope that resonates in some way, Mimi, because I have one more card out for you. Okay, you do. Okay, that makes sense. So yeah, so that's probably you just been going through this healing, but just know that there's going to be someone that's there to help you. And then ultimately, you know, yeah, this makes a lot of sense. So what Spirit's saying to you, Mimi, is that it would really be useful for you in this healing period for you to journal about it, to write about it. Like nothing necessarily that you're going to have to share with the world, but maybe it will be that something that you do share with the world. But right now, it's just really important for you sometimes for us to get clarity on, you know, what our choices were, why we made our choices, what we're supposed to do with that information, and how it helps us, you know, level up in our lives. Sometimes just getting that out on paper is, you know, very helpful. So Spirit is saying to you, Mimi, to, you know, to make sure and journal about this. Like you see that, remember that feather, this feather back here? Now look at it. It's laying there waiting for you to write your story. So I would say that, you know, now is a time of, you know, real transformation and an opportunity to really get clarity on your future and potentially help others by just acknowledging what your story is. So I hope that's useful. Samya, are you still with me? Samya. Oh, good. I'm glad you started writing things out because that's going to be so helpful. You're going to love it. Okay. Hi. Hey, Sonia. Thank you so much. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. Okay. Samya, your first call out is dark thoughts. So Samya, what I'm sensing is that you have recently been in a situation that was really difficult. It's really challenging. I feel like that you might have experienced even I don't want to say this, but I feel like you may have experienced the loss of someone in your life by their passing. Does that sound familiar? Thank you for the likes, Mimi. I appreciate it so much. Oh, your mom was very sick. So there might have been a lot of fear about but the potential of so those dark thoughts may have been about the potential of that loss of being going over to the other side. But one of the things I always say about this card is that there is like a light on the other side of this cloud, and on the other side of the clouds the sun is still shining. So the Four of Earth says that the 4-4 number, Samya talks about angels are with you. So what I would say to you here is that, in whatever the situation that you're in right now is that, you have angels by your side, and you might be feeling the need to sit on, or maybe it's time for you, like, not to be so extravagant. Maybe it's telling you not to be, don't overspend, don't, no, even though you have, you're going to have all of the abundance that you need to be able to support your, yourself, your well-being. The Spirit's just saying to be, not to be extravagant, to be cautious, to keep your, the locks on your bank, basically, is what it's saying. Keep the locks on your bank. Like, don't give away a bunch of your, wealth to others, or don't overgive, is what I heard. Don't overgive. Does that make sense? Do you have a tendency to overgive, Samya? Oh, so you're sick of your relationship. So do you overgive in it? And that's not. Samya, still waiting for you. Okay, because what I'm sensing here is that the next card out is the Seven of Coins, and this talks about how you're investing, and not just your dollars, but how you invest in your time, your heart, your energy. And so Spirit is just saying that you need to make sure that you're investing in yourself first, Samya. That you are giving, make sure that make sure your basket's full before you give to others. The outcome is that basically they're saying is that, because maybe there's people in your life that that are overtaking, like, instead of, and I feel like that they're going to be revealed to you. Like, you're going to see in the very near future, maybe over the whole next month as the Christmas holidays roll out and stuff, you're going to, these people are going to be exposed to you, the ones that you are expending too much time, effort, and energy on, and that you really need to be, putting that time on yourself and on, perhaps others that are not, that are more trustworthy. So does that make sense to you? Awesome. Okay. Awesome. Well, I wish you nothing but the best on your journey. Just, know that, know that you always have your angels with you, but just don't, make sure and invest in yourself first. And, people will be exposed. The truth will always come to light. One love card? Sure. Let me see. I'm going to pull them from a different deck, Samya, before I go on to the next reading. So you want to know about love. Let's see. We're going to pull a romance card because you've waited so long. All right, Samya. Let's see. Spirit, show me clearly. What messages does somebody need to see about love? Spirit, show me clearly. You're welcome. Oh, 2 cards jumped out, so let's see what they are. All right. The first card out is very soon. And then the next card out is engagement. So, I don't know if that's what you were hoping to know about, Samya, but it looks like that, you know, if there's currently a love relationship going on, that in very soon that there is likely to be an engagement, or if there isn't a love relationship right now, that very soon you will find one, and it would likely end in some sort of, you know, next level relationship or engagement. Does that align with what you're hoping to find out, Samya? Okay, next up on the list. Ah, good, good. I'm glad you're happy to see that. Jessica, we're back with you. And then Sarah, you're after Jessica. Jessica. Thank you so much for your likes, for your gifts, for your patience. Okay, Jessica, here we go. First card out for you is intuition and manifestation. And I look at this as almost like the same energy as the Empress card. And so, Jessica, I don't know if you're looking to get pregnant or if you're just pregnant with ideas, but what I'm sensing is the energy right now is of some sort of creation and birth. Are you in that mindset at all, Jessica? Because if you're not, just be careful. That's what I would say. Especially with the next card coming out. Thank you for following me. Okay, Jessica, so that may just be that you're creating something new in your life. You know, it doesn't have to be a child. So it's about, you know, the whole idea of, you know, birth and, you know, creation and birth and birthing new ideas into the universe. But I do show that there is this King of Water energy coming up. And this talks about, you know, love and, you know, romantic relationships and, you know, sometimes it talks about a Pisces, a Cancer, a Scorpio energy as well. Does any of that ring a bell with you, Jessica? You're a Pisces. Okay. Well, let me read the next card then. So then the next card out is the Eight of Cups. So this card indicates the need to walk away from a situation, or, you know, that maybe you have recently walked away from a situation or someone has walked away from you. But what I say to this, and most times that the Eight of Cups kind of walking away is a very healthy release of some sort of an emotional connection that's no longer serving you, or that was no longer, you know, for your highest and greatest good. Does that sound familiar? Thank you for the follows and the likes and the patience. I'm going to get another list of names just in the next few. Could be talking. Yeah, definitely could be talking about a relationship, like the end of a relationship, or, you know, just not like having the same feelings about a relationship anymore. Yeah, okay. All right, and so then the final card out, the advice from Spirit, is the Divine Matrix 4/4. And again, that's talking about, you know, your angels being with you. And that there's really that this talks about pure potential. So, you know, if it's like the end of one relationship, you know, the potential for a new relationship is abound. Oh, and it really also, when I listen, like read about the divine matrix, or I'm reading into this card, what I'm sensing is that you might be up leveling. You might be going like kind of taking your life to greater heights, and the people and relationships of the past are no longer serving you, and they're just not like you can't take everybody with you kind of energy is what I'm sensing here. But know that your angels are with you. It's all going to really work out for your greatest and highest good, and there's going to be a lot of abundance and happiness as you move forward in the future. But even if whatever situation that you've walked away from, or that someone's walked away from with you, might not have been all that pleasant in the past. So I hope that was useful for you. Jessica, Sarah, you're next. Sarah, and then Layla, then Gifted Unicorn, then Tammy, then I'll add Courtney. So right now we're with Sarah. Are you with me? Okay. Sarah, I see you. Sarah, I see you. Okay, here we go. First card out for Sarah is the Present Power card. And this is also reminiscent of the Chariot card. And so what I sense about this is that there's been some sort of recent movement forward, some sort of progress in some area of your life, but I'm gonna have to read forward because I'm not getting what it's about. I feel like whatever it's taken, though, it's taken a lot of courage from you, for whatever this area is, Sarah. So I feel like that it's been super challenging, but you've made progress in the recent past. But I feel like that right now you still don't. Thank you for the gifts. I still like right now, Sarah, you still don't have complete clarity about the situation. Like, so maybe you've made progress, but you're not sure about if you're going the right direction, or if you're on the right path, that's because right now with the Moon card, everything kind of behind the scenes, or like from divine order, hasn't worked itself into place yet. Does that sound familiar, coming from kind of a place where you might have been trying to make progress, but you're not seeing where it's going yet? Does that resonate, Sarah? Sarah, let me see what we got over here. Any other requests? Okay. That really rings a bell for you. Okay. Awesome. Okay. So then the next card out is the Five of Swords. And what this says to me is that you might feel like as a result of not knowing what's next, you might feel like a little bit combative, or you might feel like things are or like you're still like you need to like defend your ground in some way. Like you feel the need to defend yourself, and it might be based on like words, like that, not like something of physical aggression, but more like the words that you're saying, or the responses that you're making, or how you respond to things, or how you react to things, are somewhat coming from a place of the sense of the need to defend. But the Spirit ultimately is saying to you that what's really important here is that to know that you have within you everything that you need to really create what it is that you're trying to create for your future. It's all about, you know, really a lot about self-love and self-care, because I don't know, like if you're familiar with like a lotus flower, but the lotus flowers, they're like, you know, surrounded by a bunch of mud, and, you know, it's not really, you know, they grow in these really strange and, you know, not beautiful conditions, but they emerge to be so beautiful. And that's what Spirit's basically saying here for you is that, you know, you're going to emerge, you know, in a beautiful way here, despite kind of all of the crud and crap and things around you that you've had to deal with. So just know that, you know, you know, it's your birthright. You know, you're going to emerge from whatever challenges that you face, and especially if you stand your ground and you do not let, you know, other people, you know, try to make you to be something you're not. You'll emerge and you will, you know, truly feel blessed and abundant, and, you know, like you'll be filling yourself is what I'm sensing here. So Sarah, I hope that was useful. I hope that resonated. All right, let's see what we got here. I am reading next for Layla, was spelt differently. So Layla, are you still here? Alice, I'm going to add you to the list because my middle name is Alice and it stuck out to me. Okay, Layla, are you still with me? There you are, Layla. I see you. Okay. All right, Layla. So get started with you. Is the transformation card is the first card that comes out. And so this talks to me about how, you know, kind of coming from one side to the other. And it's like you see this bridge, there's a bridge behind this person, and there's like, you know, this person's all on the new side of the bridge. And so what I'm sensing is that, you know, you've been going through some sort of a personal transformation that's caused you to really, you know, leave some things behind. Thank you for the gifts. To leave some things behind you. And you know, you're moving in a new direction. And I see this like this almost like a contract in this person's hand. So it might be related to like a job or moving, or, you know, something like that, a new home or something. Does that sound familiar, Layla? Unicorn, gifted unicorn, you're coming up next. You want to quit your job right now. Okay. All right. So that might be it. Maybe it's like you're trying to move away from this old situation and move to something new. But there's some sort of, you know, this contract, potentially this job that's holding you to it. Or maybe this is some paperwork coming towards the new side. So let's just keep rolling with this here. The next card out is the Page of Air. And this talks about it talks about being truthful and analytic and outspoken. But what I'm sensing from this is that right now you're, because you want to leave this other job, you are trying to be logical about whether or not you can cut the job out and, you know, move forward and do something different, or if you are, you know, not sure about that, you know, that being able to happen. And like, so there's probably things that you want to say at work, and if you really thought that you could cut that off, you would say different things. But because you are still in a place of like uncertainty of being able to leave the job, you don't necessarily speak your mind at work. Is that true? Thank you for the likes. Thank you so much for the gifts. Okay, so that's 100% true. Okay, so then the next card out, Layla, is the Devil card. And what this also often reminds me of is toxic situations. And, you know, like, so if you're in a job situation that you're totally unhappy in, and you are, you know, being treated, you know, in a way that is, you know, diminishing your personal power, or it is affecting your sense of well-being or your sense of self-worth, you know, then, you know, we always have to get out of those situations. But we have to be sure, you know, too, that we are not, you know, just creating this toxicity in our own mind because of our own sense of unworthiness, is what I'm sensing here. But just know that, you know, to watch out for toxicity, you know that, you know, you can overcome any challenging situation, or any, you know, codependency is what I'm sensing here, as it relates to, you know, maybe the job, or, you know, even just being willing to tolerate with the kind of behavior that you've, you know, been tolerating, is, you know, a part of, you know, some remnants of some, you know, addictive behaviors from, you know, the past. But the final outcome here is that, so yeah, so Spirit here is saying to you to let it go. So, and I'm sensing that this is probably really about the job, but more than that, if you can't just walk away from the job in this moment, it's more about putting out there to the universe that which it is that you want to create, and then just allowing the universe to bring it to you. You know, the law of attraction, you know, requires that you vibrate and, you know, align yourself to the energetic level of that which you wish to seek. And in order to do that, sometimes it takes you, you know, believing and feeling like that what you want has already come to pass. So you need to find yourself and see yourself in that energy, you know, put it out there, you know, to God, the universe, you know, whatever, you know, God you know, subscribe to, and ask that, you know, this be, you know, your birthright be given to you, and then just believe that it's going to happen, and allow it to come to fruition. So, Sarah, I hope that was useful to you. I mean, excuse me, not Sarah. Layla, I hope that was useful to you, and I'm wishing you nothing but the best on your journey of love and light. Gifted Unicorn, you're up next. Gifted Unicorn. Thank you so much for the likes and for the follows and for the gifts. You guys are freaking awesome. Okay, Layla. Wow. Oh, I am so glad, Layla, that it resonated. Please, you know, you can also follow me and subscribe to me on YouTube. And if you check my link tree out, you can see I have some other reading options. I'll do private readings as well. So I am now looking for the Gifted Unicorn. Oh, thank you, Layla. Just tell people about me and get people to follow me. That would be my ask for me sharing my gift with you. Okay, Gifted Unicorn. Yay! Yes, it's your turn. Okay, here we go. Thank you for waiting. Thank you for being so patient. And that's what Gifted Unicorns do. They're just cool like that. All right, so your first card out is Commitment. You know, and this gentleman always looks so honest and, you know, impeccable with his word. And so what I'm sensing from this is that, you know, thank you for the roses. I'm sensing from this that this could be a romantic commitment, but this could also be like a contract of some sort of that you're signing, a partnership that you're signing up with somebody, maybe, you know, going into together with somebody on a business, or even, you know, on an apartment or something like that. But I do sense that there's this energy of, you know, you committing to some situation or relationship. Gifted Unicorn, what does that sound like to you? Gifted Unicorn, I'm looking for your response. I'll be getting a new group of people to read for in just a second. I'm trying to finish up with Gifted Unicorn right now. Gifted Unicorn, are you still with me? Because I am trying to move from this potential contract, commitment, relationship, and then to the current energy around that. And what I'm sensing here for you, Gifted Unicorn. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and continue reading. You can always come back and read the replay. Okay, so what I'm sensing for you is that for whatever reason, this commitment that is, being offered or has, come into play, it's creating, okay, see, you want to buy a house with your boyfriend, but it's creating a lot of angst for you. You're in your head a lot, and it's creating kind of some sleepless nights for you. Is that correct? Gifted Unicorn, like you feel worried about the potential of doing that, or whether or not it could come true. Okay. The Hierophant talks about here, it does talk about, committed relationships, talks about, marriage and commitment and that kind of thing. So I could see where you really could, potentially get this house with this other person, and it be a really super stable foundation. And the advice from the universe is that, if you guys are trying to, create a future together, that, this could be a very powerful move. This could be a very strategic move for you. So, and I see here this key here in the lock, and that sort of reminds me of, that here you are, you've got the house with the lock in it, and I see here that this is like some sort of a victory in achieving that. But the one thing I notice here is that there is this piece down here that is not as like they're not at the top with the other piece. So I would just say be careful about that commitment, and be careful about that agreement, and that it's on a level playing field, or that either you are the one that comes out on top, and you're not the one that is here with less control in that situation. So Gifted Unicorn, I hope that was useful for you. I hope it was worth the wait, and I wish you nothing but the best on your journey of love and light. Let's see. So up next we have Tammy, Courtney, Alice. Tammy, Courtney, Alice. Let me get a few more names. Debbie, Doris, Shelley, Heather, and I'm going to pick one more, and then I'm going to start these reads. Momo. Okay, so the next ones up are Tammy, Courtney, Alice, Debbie, Doris, Shelley, Heather, and Moma. And Tammy, you're up first. So here we go. Okay, I'll get some more names on the list in a minute. So if you guys would just be patient, I'll let you know when I'm collecting names again. Okay. So here we are, Tammy. Here is your first card, Tammy. It is the Seven of Spirit, and it talks about the Ascended Masters. And what this card reminds me of is you having a lot of choices and a lot of options. Hold on a second. Rochelle on Facebook, I'll get you next. Okay. Let's see, Rochelle. I hope you're still there, Rochelle. All right. Okay, so back to Tammy. Tammy, we're looking at you having a lot of options about some situation, and you potentially are not sure which one to choose. But what you have to watch out for is a lot of times when you have so many options, it's kind of like having so many ice creams to choose from. It does make it harder to choose, but I would say stay with the tried and true option. And the Hermit card tells me that it would be wise for you to go inward and spend some time and kind of in meditation and internal discovery about what it is that you really want to pursue and what it is that you really want to achieve in your life. Thank you so much for the likes and the gifts. This light here tells me that, you know, once you kind of go through that internal self-assessment, the light that you have in your hand will illuminate the path that you are to take, you know, on this journey. And the Five of Cups says that, you know, whatever has been lost in the past, that will fall away. You will overcome that. Your heart will be restored, and you'll have the ability to focus on these two cups that remain, you know, that are, you know, standing upright and full, and, you know, are going to, you know, have, you know, plenty to offer you from those options that you were looking at. So like maybe, you know, there's all these options and two of the options don't work out, and you get sad about the fact that those things didn't work out, but those were things were not supposed to work out. It was the things that are working out are the things that are meant to be for you. And ultimately, you know, Spirit says that the way that you handle these situations the best is to know it is what it is. Like when you can accept what is, you know, accepting what is the end of suffering, and knowing that, you know, that the universe is always acting, you know, on your behalf, and whatever's happening is for your greatest and highest good. When you can learn to accept that and just, you know, go with the flow, then, you know, your life will move forward so much more smoothly, and, you know, with so much more ease and grace. So I hope that was useful for you, Tammy. And now, Rochelle, are you still there with me? Let's see. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go read now for Courtney. Courtney, you're up on TikTok. Courtney, are you with me? All right, here we go, Courtney. So the first card out for you is your higher self. And what I'm sensing from this is like your heart chakra is really open. So I feel like that you might be in some sort of, you know, situation that you're coming to this about is like maybe about a love situation, or about, you know, some sort of romantic situation. Is that true, Courtney? Is that what you're looking for? Okay. So the next card out is the Lover's card, Courtney. So that does talk about, you know, a relationship, you know, an emotional relationship, a romantic relationship between two people. Talks about you having potential choices, you know, in this relationship. And, you know, but I do see that there is, you know, this is almost like soulmate, you know, love that, you know, you're going to be experiencing in your life. And, you know, the next card out coming out is the Hanging Man. Says that, you know, you may have been having to wait for this for a long time. You might have felt like that, you know, true love was never going to come. But, you know, it's always been in the making. It's kind of just, it's been about divine timing. And so ultimately, Courtney, if I look at this outcome card and the advice from Spirit, is just basically saying that, you know, you are in a time now where, you know, you have moved beyond a previous situation, and you're in the land in between right now, and there's going to be, you know, progress towards a new future. So I do see that, you know, by you opening your heart and creating an opportunity for love to enter your life, you know, after a period, you know, of long awaited and you being kind of stuck in the middle, I do see that, you know, that there's this real potential for love. So let me pull a couple of love cards to go on top of this, which don't usually do, but I feel like, Courtney, you've waited a really long time for this, so let's see. So we're trying to find out Spirit. Okay, so love card. Yeah. So look at this, like, you know, you've been looking for this love, you know, your heart's open, you're trying to find this love. Love is, you know, spirit saying, yes, love is you're gonna find that person, you're gonna find your, you know, perfect, you know, soulmate union. You know, you've been waiting for a long time, we know, and sort of you've been feeling like that you're on this land in between, but ultimately, you know, spirit is saying it is worth waiting for, that it's divine timing. And so everything on this planet doesn't work in our own time, but know that, you know, in divine timing, that, you know, true love will enter your life, and, you know, you'll have basically all your, you know, romantic desires fulfilled. So I hope that was useful for you, Courtney, and thank you for waiting for so long. I appreciate your time and attention during this wait. Alice, you're up next. Alice, are you still with me? Alice, are you still with me? All right, Alex. All right, Alice, here we go. All right, Alice, the first card out for you is Great Achievement card. And what this card always reminds me of, Alice, is some situation like some sort of an event, a wedding, anniversary, a marriage, you know, a graduation of some sort that you might have just recently attended. You know, have you been recently attending any sort of event where there's, you know, some sort of accolades or awards that are given? Alice, that question was for you. Yes, marriage. Okay. All right. So, what the next card out says is that the Five of Fire says that, you know, maybe during that situation, or maybe as a result of that situation, that it's created some sort of type of a conflict for you. Like maybe it's made you be in a situation where now, you know, you've found yourself having more jealousy over a situation, or that, you know, a desire to want to have the same kind of opportunity, or, you know, for your own desire for love. Is there any truth to that? Is there any thing about this event that caused you to sort of have some of your own angst in your own life? Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the gifts, guys. Really appreciate it. Rochelle, I'm watching for you if you come back around, but if not, I'm going to give you a reading and send it to your private messages. Alice, are you there? I'm still wondering about your situation. Going to get some confirmation on whether or not this wedding or situation that you were at brought up any kind of internal conflict for you. Okay, it did. Okay, the next card out is the Hermit. So what Spirit is saying is that, you know, what they recommend is, like, you know, taking some time, you know, to go inward. Like, you know, maybe you already are doing some kind of the hermit work, going inward, spending some time alone. But what Spirit says is that, you know, through that internal self-assessment, what you're going to be doing is basically lighting that lamp that will illuminate, you know, your pathway and what's right for your future, and what's, you know, ultimately going to bring you in alignment with your purpose. And they, you know, advice card here is the power of purpose. So yeah, talking about the power of purpose. So sometimes, you know, maybe the things that we see in other people's lives, we think we want that, but sometimes it's not really aligned with what our purpose is. And so things, when they don't work out for us in the way they work out for other people, we have a tendency from an ego perspective to, you know, want to be tied to that, and, you know, we wish that for ourselves. But when we really take a higher view and we, you know, look at things from a, you know, more spiritual perspective, what we can begin to realize is that, you know, everybody's purpose isn't the same, and neither are our paths. So sometimes we might not carry the same path as someone else, but our outcome might be even more, you know, beautiful and more wondrous. So the power of purpose tells me here for you, Alice, that, you know, things are going to really start moving forward in your favor, and, you know, you're not going to have the need to feel combative anymore. You know, once you sort of go internally and really get clear about what it is that you want to do and what you want to have in your life, and in doing that, you know, you're going to be able to uncover what it is that, you know, you are aligned with in terms of your purpose on the planet. So yeah, well, I know. See, that's the thing. But see, you know, being a mom and a wife, I mean, those are the hardest jobs in the world, really, you know, Alice, I think. And I think that, you know, sometimes they're so unappreciated. But, you know, now that my kids are all grown, I look back and I see how, you know, all the effort, time, and attention I put into them has now reflected in their adult lives. You know, it's all turned out to be worth it. But sometimes, you know, when you're in that situation and you're trying to, you know, just survive, you know, it's really difficult. But what I would say to you, Alice, is that it's going to be really important that you make sure and get, you know, self-care. You know, and well, see, that's just it. Like sometimes, you know, we need to go inward to know what you want to know. So you know, Alice, all I can say is this: is we have all the answers within us that we need. And sometimes our conditioning, sometimes our thought patterns, sometimes our, you know, behaviors prevent us from really acknowledging and being honest with ourselves about what's best for us. And so if you take that time of reflection and go inward, you know, sort of be a hermit for a while and really assess what it is that you want, you know, take some long showers, take some long walks, you know, journal about it. And when you can come to, you know, clarity about what your purpose is, and your purpose changes all the time. You know, right now your purpose may be to be a mom and a wife, you know, and as your kids grow and your marriage evolves, you know, that may change, and your purpose may, you know, change to be, you know, a community helper, or, you know, an employee, or a business owner, or an entrepreneur. But it's just, while you're in a particular purpose time in your life, it's just making sure that you do make time for yourself too, because you can't give from an empty cup. So make sure that you're taking care of yourself, giving yourself, you know, time for self-care, and then only giving from the overflow. So if you reach out to me in private, and, you know, reach out to me on my email, Alice, and maybe we can continue this, but I really need to get some more readings out here for now. Debbie, you're up next. Regine, thank you for the gifts. I'm going to add you to the list. Regine, I've added you to the list. Debbie, you're up next. Are you with me? Thank you. I look forward to your email. I do want to help you through this. I know that it's a challenging time. Trust me. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt. Okay. Natasha, I'll add you to the list as well. I see your gifts. Thank you, Natasha. Debbie, are you still with me? Because if you're not, calling once, calling twice, calling three times, I'm going to skip you and go somewhere else. Debbie. Debbie. Okay, I'm skipping Debbie. And I am going on to Doris. Doris, are you still here? Erica, I'll add you to the list. Erica, I'll add you to the list. Kyra, I'll add you to the list. Kyra, I'll add you to the list. Okay, Erica, I'm still looking for you. Ejan, I don't know. Ejan, I got you. However we say it about your spiritual. Okay, you're here. Is that Dinetic? Is that, are you, who are you? Doris? Dinetic? Doris? Okay, here we go. All right, here you go, Doris. Here's your first card. The first card out for you is increase, which is great because it says that there's going to be an increase in your finances, an increase in your time, an increase in your opportunities coming for you in the very near future. Thank you so much, Alice. I appreciate that feedback. So Doris, the Queen of Air, could represent an Aquarius, Gemini, or a Libra, but it also talks about someone who's very logical and who, thank you, Diesel, for the gifts. I will add you to the list. It's very logical and very truthful, but also, sometimes the Queen of Air can be considered, cold and, callous in some ways, but they're really not. They really just are, kind of wearing a cloak sometimes. But what I'm sensing here is that, you are coming into this time of increase, perhaps because you are, this very logical and mature, thinking has brought you to this place, Doris. And what I'm sensing is that, that there's going to be some sort of a offer coming your way. It could be a financial offer. It could be, an offer for some sort of support. But there is going to be, somebody coming in, to help you, as a part of kind of like helping you with whatever this increase is. The, increase in opportunities might take more help, to come along. So the ultimate outcome card here from the universe is the Four of Cups here, the Great and Full card. And what this is telling me really is that, man, you're about to enter a real time of abundance here. For real, Doris. Like, it looks like there's going to be a lot of abundance in your life. You're going to be really clear and logical about what kind of choices to make. Maybe there's, some financial choices or investments. And, you're going to, choose the right opportunities that come your way, because ultimately, your cup is going to runneth over in terms of, emotional happiness, financial stability, and all of that. So, wish you great success there, Doris. Shelly, are you here? Shelly, are you with me? Shelly, did you stay around? Shelly, there you are, Shelly. Okay, here we go. Shelly, here's your first card. Your first card out is new supportive connections. So Shelly, you may be meeting some people, or you may have recently met some new people in your life that has really shown an interest in what it is that you do. Like, you might even be an artist or a musician, or you create some sort of physical product, and people really enjoy and like and are seeking out what it is that you create in this world. You're welcome, Doris. Good luck, man. Wish you knew nothing but the best on your journey of love and light, for real. So tell me, Shelly, does any of that sound familiar? Did you meet somebody new? Do you know of some new people coming into your life? Anything like that? Yes, lots of new people. Okay, good, because that tells me then that these people are going to be helpful to your future, because you're about to go through some sort of major transformation. Like, maybe you've been waiting for a long time, for something to change in your life. And normally, like, the Tower card looks like, like a lot of chaos and you know, called for kind of negative energy. But if you see this transformation card, this is the Tower card as well, but you see where this angel is walking this person out by the hand, you know, out the front door. And then this time clock over here is like basically the time is running out. So basically it's time for a change. It's time for some sort of major transformation in your life. And these people that have come into your life recently, you know, may well be a part of that transformation. And ultimately, you know, Spirit says that it's going to require that you take a leap of faith. Like there's going to be some, you know, opportunity, some new option. Thank you so much for the likes, everybody. Some new option and some new opportunity that is, you know, going to require that you really take a leap of faith to go towards it. But it is all a part of this, you know, transformation and, you know, your new chapter in life. And ultimately, you know, Spirit says, you know, yes, look at the 11 here. Spirit says, walk through the portal and know that, you know, your life is going to be, you know, moving like in kind of in terms of perfect harmony. You know, you're going to be in balance with, you know, your life. You're going to be in balance with the people around you. You know, you're going to be in balance with, you know, that which you enjoy doing because, you know, because of taking this leap of faith in a new direction. So I wish you nothing but the best. I hope, you know, things work out for you, Shelley, in, you know, ways that you can't even begin to imagine. Okay, Heather, you're up next. Heather, is Heather with us? Okay, Heather, I see you. Okay, your first card out, Heather, is the Kindred Partnership. And so what I'm sensing from this card is it's like a one of people, an ace card. So I feel like that this talks about some new relationship in your life. You know, certainly could be a partnership. I'm also hearing twin flame. Does any of that sound familiar to you, Heather? Sorry, guys. Okay. So Heather, the next card out is the number 2, the High Priestess card. And it says that you're really going to have to use your intuition in this situation, you know, especially if you think this is a twin flame relationship, that it could ultimately, you know, require a lot on the part of you or the other person, depending on who's the chaser and the runner in this relationship. But what I say to you is that, you know, when you tap into your universe and you have the patience that you need, you will know, you know, what the next best step to take is. You have this, you know, this book of knowledge here in front of you. It's just going to require that you know, do the work, do the inner work to really come to that conclusion. And the King of Swords says that you will you will get clarity in this situation. You know, you will have you'll have some sort of news or some sort of information that comes into you about this relationship that really gives you clarity on what, you know, on what your next best step should be. And the final advice, or, you know, the word of guidance from the universe is the call of the muse. And so basically what that tells me is that that you're going to be in a situation very soon where you are feeling super creative, and you are, you know, really feeling like passionate about doing something new, something that is basic, maybe artistic, musical, in some way like that. And I feel like that this person that is coming into your life is a catalyst in that. Does any of that make sense to you, Heather? Thank you guys for waiting. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the gifts. Okay, good. Good. Awesome. Heather, I'm so glad that that resonated with you. I wish you nothing but the best on your journey of love and light. I hope you have a lot of happiness. So Momo, are you still with me? I need a drink, don't I? Momo, you're here. Woo! Here we are. So let's get you started. You're so welcome, Heather. I wish you so much happiness. Okay, Momo, you have the milestone card. This talks about a victory. This talks about, you know, some reason, like being recognized for something in some sort of a way. And it could be for some, like I'm seeing almost like a baby shower, but it could be, you know, a bridal shower, or it even could be, you know, some sort of entrepreneurial recognition. Does any of that sound familiar to you, Momo? Awesome. Okay, so let's just keep going forward with it, Momo. So then the next card out is the Sun card. Wow, man, this is really great because we talked about this, this, like, you know, being recognized, you know, some kind of sort of award or accolade. Well, the next card out is the Sun card, and the Sun card is basically the happiest card in the deck. It's like, you know, complete, like, success, recognition, you know, still, you know, further, like, double confirmation on this recognition. But it's also giving you this kind of sense of like a light, you know, what is it, like a match to a wick, where, you know, it's really lighting your ambition up about the situation. Like you really are excited. Is that true? Okay, guys, anybody? Okay, hold on just a second then. Momo, we're going to hold it there because I need to tell everybody who's coming. So anybody who has come in, basically to get a reading, you just need to follow me, you know, give me some likes and put your name in the comment. And you can do it every few times if you don't think I've caught your name. But basically what I do is while I'm reading, I'm not capturing anybody's names. So if you just wait until after I kind of stop in between to put your name in, you're more likely to get on the list. And I'm just giving free readings for the holidays because I feel it's my gift to you. So now we're back to Momo. Thank you for the email, Alice. I will definitely read it, and we will be in touch. Okay, so back to Momo. So Momo, we are just basking in glory right now with all the success and enthusiasm and excitement that you're in. So man, woo, I want to be Momo. So the next card out is the Nine of Swords. But Momo, you're worried about this for some reason. Are you staying up at night? Is this keeping you awake? Because, you know, that's the thing about success. It's like once you have success, it's not once and done. You have to keep doing it over and over again. And sometimes we worry about being able to top our last number one hit. Does that sound familiar? Thank you, Alice. Oh, Momo. See how we do ourselves? We have all of these reasons to celebrate. We do all this good crap, and I would say, you know, other things, but I don't want to get blocked on one of these platforms I'm on. Anyway, we do all this good stuff, and then we just can't enjoy it because we're like, oh man, it's just too good to be true. Well, let me tell you what Spirit says about that. First off, I say it's ego, so don't let it, you know, ego sometimes is not your amigo. And thank you for the roses. But what Spirit is telling you is that's a tall tale. And so, Momo, whatever kind of negative thoughts you're thinking, or things that are you're allowing yourself to worry about, or even just like the fear of success itself, universe is saying that's a tall tale. Like, it's like that's, something that you are just telling yourself, and it's not true, because you have, you're worthy of, and you have the ability to achieve whatever it is you want to achieve, this and beyond. And I sense that this is definitely not whatever, this is not your last success. This is, the first of many in the future to come. But you're going to be your own worst critic in any of these situations, and you're going to judge yourself more harshly than anybody else will ever judge you. And so you just have to make sure that you love yourself like you would love somebody else, and you be kind to yourself like you would be kind to someone else. Because sometimes, like we if someone else were in the same situation, and you were trying to answer their situation, or respond to their concerns, you would be a lot kinder to them than you are to your own self, from time to time. Does that sound true to you, Momo? Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. So, so I'm gonna pull an extra card from you for a dip from the Akashic Tarot, just because spirits told me to, to finalize, to finalize your reading, Momo. And again, thank you for waiting so long. I really appreciate it. I know that you could just scroll on by, but all of you people who stay, and I'm able to share, this with you. Hopefully, you feel that it's been time well spent. So here you go for the last card for Momo. Spirit, show me clearly what messages does Momo need to see as it relates to all right. Okay, whoever's asking about, can you score a 7 in the IELTS test? Do you believe you can score a 7 in the IELTS test? If you believe you can score a 7 in the IELTS test, and you've done the appropriate preparation, and you are tuned in, tapped into the universe, then yes, you can score a 7 in the IELTS test. All right, Momo, back to you. The card that comes out for me is the Two of Forces, and it's the willow tree. And the Two of Forces is like the Two of Wands, so it's about making a decision. So there's, and what I sense is that whatever decision you make, it's not going to be the wrong decision. You're going to learn from, one of them is going to be, it's kind of like the difference between the land and the water, and the, whether or not you have the life form of fish or the life form of trees and birds. It's like there's going to be opportunities for you. The opportunity house here is like right now, opportunities are going to abound. So don't worry about, don't allow the idea of lack or limitation, limit your unlimited possibilities. So I hope that was useful for you, Momo. And next we have Regine. Regine, are you still here? Regine, are you still here? Hold on. Regine, are you still? Okay, there you are. Woo! Thank you for waiting. I really appreciate it. Okay, Regine, I think you had a very specific question, so I'm going to let you tell me what that was again before I get started this time, so I can try to tune in and tap into what you really need to hear about. Okay, what will the future be of our relationship? The father of your baby and your, oh, congratulations on your newly to be brought into this world little being. Okay, let's get started. All right, Regine. The first card out for you is the loving man. Okay. So sometimes I don't like to love, relationship readings because I hate to always be the bearer of bad news in situations where things are not going well. But in this situation, this card, the loving man, it is just one of the most peaceful, beautiful, loving, masculine energies that I have ever felt in any deck that I've ever read from. And so what I would say to you is that this person is truly somebody that could make you, really happy and really feel like fulfilled. That I feel like they are a generous kind of person, like they have a generous nature, and that they would be the kind of person that would be thoughtful and in this case, they might even bring you flowers. Is that true about this person, Regine? Thank you for the gifts and the subscriptions and okay, awesome. So I love it. I love that he has that kind of energy. You're so blessed. Okay, so the next card is the Wise Counselor, and it talks about relonging, learning, traditions, and the Wise Counselor. Okay, and so what I'm sensing here is that tradition says that you should get married. That's like, the old tradition says, oh, you should get married because, you have kids together. That's what you should do. That's a tradition. But we sometimes in the reality of today's world and how things work, we have opportunity for learning / relearning about whether or not all traditions should continue to apply. Does that make sense to you, Regine? Okay, so I think that if it's like I think what the the energy is here is like, don't put too much pressure on that part of the relationship. Like that, if if this person is like got this really loving kind of energy and you are being kind of really in a relationship that has that kind of support and love in it, then the piece of paper that goes along with traditional marriage isn't necessary in order for you to really be able to express your love. I mean, like maybe religiously, or maybe you have some sort of religious belief system that says that that's true. I mean, that's the whole traditional component of it. But what I'm saying to you is that you should never let that be something that makes you feel like your love is any less real or strong as anybody else. Does that make sense to you? Okay. And so what the next card out here, the Eight of Swords, is basically by like a self-imposed mental prison. So like whatever you're worrying about, it's like it's an illusion. There's nothing to be worrying about because it's all just things that you're creating in your own mind. And you could easily see that if you just see these, like you could reach down and just pick up one of those swords and easily get your hands out of those binders and cut away that blinder. But it's like right now, because maybe you feel like things are, you know, are not the way that they should be based on traditional belief systems or whatever, and you're concerned about, you know, what the progress is going to be, Spirit is saying don't spend time worrying unnecessarily about things that don't even exist. You know, if ultimately things work out one way or the other, you can cross that bridge when you come to it and feel those emotions then, and not now when you can be choosing to feel emotions that are going to, you know, manifest things that are, you know, things that you want to create versus things that you don't want to create. So the ultimate outcome of this reading here is that, you know, the advice is this number 46, which 4 plus 6 is 10, kind of talks about the end of one situation, the beginning of something new. So I suspect that, you know, when the baby is born, you know, it's certainly going to be uncharted seas. You know, things are going to be, you know, like totally different. But look, the stork is on the way. Isn't that funny? The stork is on the way, and, you know, you're going to be in uncharted seas, but you know, you'll always have, you know, your internal guidance system, so, you know, to help lead the way. And, you know, even like if you have any concerns about being a mother, you know, it's like, you know, like you have these animals here, and you know, even in the animal kingdom, there's always this, you know, like you have natural gifts to be able to be paternal and maternal to your children, and, you know, you will, you know, also be, you know, naturally inclined to be a wonderful mother, you know, as you move forward on your journey. So Regine, I hope that was useful to you. Next up is Natasha. Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad it was helpful. Thank you for being so patient and, you know, following my channel, and I look forward to reading for you again in the future. Good luck on your new little family. Okay, there you are, Natasha. Woo! Thank you for waiting. Okay, Natasha, here we go for you. The first card out is the family card. And the family card here, I feel like this talks about childhood or children, either children that are already born or yet to be born. Is this related to anything that you're so welcome. Is this related to anything that you are coming to this reading about, Natasha? Children, born, not born. Leslie, I'll add you to the list. I see your plea. You're welcome, Leslie. Natasha, I was waiting for your response about the children or soon to be born, yet to be born, already born. Already born. Okay. So what I'm sensing is that are there 3 children? Is there like one child that is a male child? 4 children. Let me think about this for a second. I mean, so I see obviously there are 4 children on this card, but this child always reminds me of a child that's yet to be born. But if all children have already arrived on the planet, then let me just continue forward and let's see what that means, because this just may be confirming, the 4 children involved. And so the next card is the release card. And so what I'm sensing is, you might be going through a real time of transformation right now, Natasha, that, maybe, you've gone through some, major change, some sort of loss, or even some sort of growth, spiritually, education or something like that. But you're evolving from a very challenging situation stronger. Does that resonate, Natasha? Debbie, I see you. Yeah, I skipped you, but I have you circled, so I'll add you back into the mix. I'll put you about 3 down. Yeah, Debbie, I got you. Natasha, did you hear my question? Yes, okay, good. I'm sorry, I know that there's a lag, so it's always hard for me to tell. Okay, so yeah, so you're going through this transformation, and what Spirit says is that you're going to have a choice. There could be a choice in love. There could, where there could be like the, sort of some sort of new, romantic relationship coming into your life, or it could just be some sort of choice that you're about to have to make, that's going to be about something that really brings you, a lot of love into your life, about something, something that you love doing. And the, ultimate card here is the 16 card, which comes down to 7, and that always reminds me of something that's it's very lucky, but it also reminds me of the royal, the card being the royal you. It reminds me of you really reaching your full potential in whatever situation that you're moving forward, and being abundantly happy, but also feeling that things are very stable and and solid. So I hope that was useful to you, Natasha. And I wish you nothing but the best on your journey. All right, so Debbie, if you're still here, it'll be Debbie. Then it's Erica, Kyra, Ejon, Diesel, Leslie. And I saw some other names come up, so I'll have to. So Vanessa, Sally. Vanessa, Sally. I hope I have enough power for all these readings. If not, I'll have to come back, and y'all have to come back and visit me again. Let's see. Keep the faith. What's your name? Keep the faith. Cora. Coral. Okay, Coral. Coral, I'll add you the very last row. All right, Debbie, are you back? Natasha, you're so welcome. I wish you, so much happiness. Okay, let's see. All right, Debbie. So here's your cards. The first card out is playing it safe. And when I see this card, I see someone who has reached, some level of success in whatever it is that they are embarking on, whether it's school or, a job or relationship or something like that. But I also see where they're not living up to their full potential, like that there's more for them to have on the other side of the fence, basically. Like if they stop playing small and they really start you know, living up to their full potential, then they have the ability to, you know, truly, you know, have like a life that's full of excitement and, you know, adventure. You know, these words remind me of adventure that playing it safe doesn't bring to them. And the next card out, the Five of Earth, says that, you know, the reason that, you know, people tend to play it safe is because they have this fear that, you know, things will go wrong, that they won't be able to be successful, that there won't be enough money, you know, they won't make enough money if they take a new job, or, you know, they won't be able to survive if they leave their boyfriend or something like that. So does any of that resonate so far, Debbie? Okay. So the next card out is the Strength card. So that tells me that, you know, you have the strength you need, you know, to be able to make a choice to do something, you know, bigger, to dream bigger, and to make choices that, you know, allow you to, you know, be in a situation that's more adventurous, that you don't have to fear that there won't be enough, that there's going to be assistance for you, and that, you know, that you have even the internal strength that you need to be able to pursue, you know, whatever it is that you want to pursue. You just have to remember to look at things from a higher perspective sometimes. You know, look at what your universal purpose potentially is, and how this thing or you know, whatever it is that you're looking to pursue fall into that, you know, higher, you know, the bigger plan, that, you know, the grander plan of the universe. And know that sometimes things might take longer to get to you than you might have otherwise anticipated. But when you're really able to, like, you know, take a higher perspective and trust that the universe is working for you and in your favor, you know, then you're able to, you know, really overcome, you know, any challenges that you might face, and, you know, have the strength, you know, to do that. And, you know that you might have to rely on your support systems to overcome them. But know that, you know, ultimately, you know, there's something, you know, that could be, you know, more fulfilling and exciting and grander, you know, outside your comfort zone, if that makes sense. So I hope that that was useful. Debbie, thank you for coming back. I'm sorry that you lost your channel for a bit, but I do appreciate you, you know, searching me down. So Erica, you're next if you're here. Erica, are you here? Thank you guys for joining. What's happening here is, first off, my battery's dying, so my list that currently exists, I probably will try to get through all of them. Hopefully we'll be able to. If not, I'll be back as soon as my phone charges up. But I take names at intermission times, and I'm giving free readings for the holidays. If you follow, give me some likes, and you know, be patient for your reading. But I'm really concerned that my power is about to go. If it goes, team, I will come back in a bit. So just make sure you follow my channel, and, you know, subscribe to my lives, and you know, that way you can be notified if for some reason we get cut off here. You're welcome, Debbie. I hope that was useful. Did I see Erica? Was Erica with me? Okay, Erica, there you are. Erica, the first card out for you is friends, family, and guides. And so what I sense for you is that there is a potential, hold on. Yeah, the friends, family, and guides tells me that there's the potential that, you know, you've recently been in a situation where you've felt the support of a lot of, you know, your friends and family, and you recognize that you are, you know, guided by a higher force, you know, by, you know, God, by, you know, spirit, you know, something within you that animates your body and causes you, you know, to be able to exist on this planet in your, you know, your bodysuit. And the card that comes out beyond that is the World card, and it says that, you know, that you recently are about to, or are about to complete a cycle maybe it's the end of a training course, maybe it's the end of a relationship, maybe it's the end of a job, maybe it's the end of, you know, some level of education. But, you know, some cycle is ending, and, you know, it brings a lot of reason and for some reason to be optimistic about, you know, what the future holds on this journey. Does any of this resonate, Erica? Okay, so that's so good. I love it. So you just finished your nursing program. So the next card out is the High Priestess. So basically this 11 card, you know, this like this 2 card, it looks like, you know, 2 ones of the portal, and we're basically going through the portal. You probably heard me say that tonight. So like the portal is like your opportunity to make a real choice. So I suspect that probably what's going to be coming up and the kind of choices that you're going to be making are going to be related to where will you work, and, you know, what opportunities should you take, and all of that. And, you know, if it's whether or not it's, you know, aligned with, you know, your belief system, and, you know, how you are successful, you know, when you are working. And what I see here is that, you know, just make sure that whatever opportunity that you select is that it gives you, like don't think too small. Like what I'm seeing here, this whole feeling the world, I'm seeing that you have opportunities where you could take what it is that you do to places that you haven't been before, and really enhance your own experience on the planet. Does any of that sound in alignment, Erica? And next is Kyra. All right, Erica. So know that you can, you know, don't settle for less than you desire. You are worthy of having the life of your dreams. And congratulations on your recent graduation from nursing school. I'm sure that you will serve people and bring kindness and compassion in very challenging situations to come. Okay, so Kyra, are you here? You're so welcome. Kyra, are you here? Kyra. Can't waste my battery for too long. No, not Kayla. Kyra. Kyra, I'm giving you one more time. Hey, there you are. Thank you so much for waiting. I really appreciate it. You are awesome. So let me get a clean stack for you, since we are just moving along here. Okay, so first card out for you, Kyra, is the Courage card. So what I'm sensing here, this one of energy tells me that you recently had recently had some sort of fresh start somewhere that really you know, made you feel, you know, it was maybe a scary play, you know, a scary choice and a scary step forward into something new. You know, like stepping, you know, like into a new job, into a new relationship, into a new place to live, something like that. Does any of that resonate, Kyra? Okay. All right. So the next card, the Eight of Water, says that, you know, it talks about searching, empowerment, and fulfillment. But the Eight of Water in the typical tarot deck talks about, you know, walking away from a difficult situation. And let me go back here and look at what you said up here. Yeah. So walking, that's exactly true. That's exactly what you did. You said you broke up and it took courage, and I'm sure it did. But, you know, it said that you're walking away from a difficult situation. And what I can say about the Eight of Cups is that it's always for the best. Like, it might be challenging at the time, but walking away with the Eight of Cups, you know, kind of leaving, it always goes towards something better, something that ultimately is more fulfilling, and ultimately takes you to your Ten of Cups, you know, your ultimate fulfillment. So the next card out, Kyra, is the Ace of Cups. So it says that probably the reason it didn't work out in the situation that you were in is because it wasn't your situation. It wasn't your soulmate. Because I see that, your soulmate, your Ace of Cups, it's coming. You may have recently, or you will, in the very near future, meet your soulmate. And, it looks like that there's going to be, lots of, emotional connection between the two of you, easy flow of communication, and a lot of passion, even potentially. Does that sound familiar, Kyra? Awesome. So let's get in the final advice card, Kyra. Final advice card is the Close Encounters card, and it talks about the end of a cycle and the beginning of basically the new you. And so what I see is that perhaps you've been caged up as you've been transforming into this beautiful butterfly here that you see here, and I see here that there's this butterfly out here waiting for you to come out of your cage. So you may have up borders or walls or boundaries because maybe there's some fear of being hurt, or just fear of the unknown. But what I would say is that once you just open that cage up, it just is you're going to be free, because in keeping those boundaries up and not willing to let anybody in, you're the one that is basically in jail. So Kyra, I hope that makes sense for you, and I wish you nothing but the best of your journey of love and light. And as I said, for all of you people, I think I'm about to die here. So what I would say here, and not me die personally, but my phone's power is going to die. So check my link tree on my profile. I have a free reading out there, but also I have my link to my my YouTube channel, which I would love for you to subscribe to, and also if you just want to connect with me, contact me, information is there. So Kyra, I wish you nothing but the best. Next up is Ejan. Ejan, are you still here? Ejan, thank you for the hearts. Oh, I appreciate the gift. That was so sweet. Thank you. Ejan, are you still here? Ejan, there you are. Silver Vampire. Silver Vampire, Ejan. Okay, let's get your first card out. And the first card for you, Ejan, is the Sacred Temple. And so what I sense about the Sacred Temple is that, you may be coming to this about work or education, higher education of some kind. Is that true? Are you wanting to know about something related to your spiritual gifts? Okay, that even makes more sense, actually, because the Sacred Temple, you says, what are your spiritual gifts and how can you awaken them? Okay, so the Sacred Temple is there for everybody, and so basically this is the representation of that. So here it is, and you are maybe at a place of change and kind of on a horizon, as seeking this new experience and wondering, basically how to get to the temple within you, because that's the truth of it, is the temple is within you and your gifts are within. So how do you get to them? So part of it is acknowledging, your own feelings about things. So sometimes it's about, if you we doubt ourselves, and so sometimes you might doubt yourself. Like you might actually have a feeling about something, and you might actually be getting an intuitive hit, or a clairvoyant sense, or clairaudient information, but you doubt it, or even just a gut feeling, you might doubt it. But the way that you grow those senses is by acknowledging them, becoming aware of them, and recognizing them, and accepting that those as being those true intuitive and spiritual hits, and test it out, try it out, and continue to hone it. And when you think it's happened, don't just say that it's just a coincidence. Accept it as something happening, acknowledge it as something happening, and you'll see that more things will begin to happen. And the ultimate, card here with the Seven of Wands says that, you're going to be victorious. You may feel the need to basically defend your victory, but you will be able to get your gifts and evolve and begin to use your gifts, but you may have to overcome a lot of really even your own challenges, your own limitations, and but it could also be the thoughts and of others and the judgment of others that you're facing here as you try to evolve your spiritual gifts. But ultimately, Spirit says to you that, that your spiritual journey here is only yours. And so, you need to trust your heart and know that you need to love yourself. And it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks or what anybody else says, especially as it relates to you evolving and becoming more yourself, and with the ability to tap into your spiritual gifts. And you just got to know, love, and accept yourself. And in doing so, you open yourself up to receive all that is yours. But as long as you don't accept yourself and love yourself, then you're blocking those things, which include those spiritual gifts that are yours. So I hope that was useful for you, Ijan. Okay, Diesel, are you still with me? Diesel. All right, Diesel, here you are. So Diesel, here is your first card. Is conflict. So what I'm sensing is in the recent past, you might have gone through a challenging situation, maybe a lot of emotional turmoil, or even, angst with other folks, but it could be even just, internal, mental anguish that you have been experiencing recently, Diesel. Would any of that be true? Okay, I'm terrible about doing multiple channels at the same time. Thank you for all the roses. Okay, Diesel, so that does sound like you. Okay, so the next reading is the next card out is the Three of Fire. So this tells me, though, Diesel, that you have, basically your ships are coming in. What it is that you have always wanted, what it is that you're putting your focus and attention towards creating in your life, that those things are not so far out. Your goals are about to come to fruition. They're, you see, basically, you can see them from the shore. So know that just continue to focus in that direction, in the direction of what I say, in the direction of your dreams, and then know that that is just at bay. And the King of Cups talks about a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, but it talks also about someone who has a lot of emotional maturity. And so what I would say is that while you are overcoming whatever this conflict has been for you, and you are realizing and waiting to realize all your ships coming in, it's important to stay emotionally balanced, and truly don't let yourself go those high highs and low lows, and because sometimes in those low lows it's really hard to come back from that. So you have to make sure that you continue to. Thank you so much for the roses, Co-Warren Kate. So I really I feel that it's very important that you just stay emotionally balanced, and don't let things get to you, but don't get too excited either, because that's the whole roller coaster of things. Don't keep it in the middle while you're waiting for your stuff to come, for your ships to come in. And the ultimate outcome card here says that the two card here, the Roots of Abundance, says that what you are going to create is going to create you know, plenty of stability for you. That it's kind of like legacy wealth that is, you know, is you know, in the future for you in terms of, you know, sturdiness, stability, abundance, you know, all your you know, like basically all your needs being met. So I hope, Diesel, that was useful to you, and you know, it was worth the wait, and I appreciate you hanging around and waiting for that reading. Again, don't forget to check my profile and get my link tree, connect with me, and then that way you'll know whenever I'm doing other things as well. Let's see. Give it a minute here. Diesel, I seen your 3 exclamation point. Okay. Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you so. You're so welcome. Really do appreciate it. I thank you for letting me read for you. Okay, Leslie, are you still here with me? Leslie. Yeah, there's a list, but right now I can't add anybody else to it because my power is about to die. So if you're just getting into the room, the best bet for you is to go to my link tree and sign up for a free reading. I think they're out there. I need to check my link tree and make sure that's still out there as an option. So I will make sure that is an option, actually. Okay, there you are, Leslie. Give me 1 second to look at this link tree situation. Hold on. I'm going to end the stream.